The action of creating growth. So that's basically what Hoʻokupu is. And it's part of it's a part of a larger ceremony for the most part, but it's also the responsibility of the visitor to a place.
Here at the summit of Kīlauea, many hula as well as other practitioners find themselves doing oli and giving offerings to Pelehonuamea as well as the other elementals that reside in this area. Today, we'll be sharing with you folks the protocols of Hoʻokupu here at the summit and why we do it in this particular area.
My name is Huihui Kanahele-Mossman.
I'm Hoʻolaʻi Miday, and join us as we learn about the function of protocol and Hoʻokupu and how it's still used in the perpetuation of many of our cultural practices.
O e o halaulani o akalei me manue kene ke kuai ke kualo no I kumale wai kumo e la ina ius o I me o ela kai Kanahele iwa kananoia uaivi walo no e ho imei. My name is Huihui Kanahele-Mossman. I was raised in Hilo in Keukaha. I now live in both Hilo and Waiohinu, Ka'u. I am the executive director at the Edith Kanakaʻole Foundation. And I am also a Kumu Hula for Halau o Kekuhi, which I have been a part of since I was 7 years old. And so a little less than, I've been in Halau and practicing hula a little less than 50 years. Hoʻokupu it's a part of a ceremony, but again, so if you take the word apart, if you take kupu is to grow the ferns that we see on the ground that first come out of the pahoehoe, those are kupu ferns. So that first growth is kupu, and then ho'o is to do it, the action of. So the action of creating growth. So that's basically what Hoʻokupu is. And it's part of it's a part of a larger ceremony for the most part, but it's also the responsibility of the visitor to a place. It's a responsibility of the steward of the place. And it's the responsibility of those who live around a wahipana or a forest or a coral reef to be able to provide that hoʻokupu or that reason or that activity to grow. So any of those things that it takes the giver an effort to make and to create, those are worthy hoʻokupu. Some examples of ho'okupu, if you dance hula or you had experience of hula, that's a good ho'okupu, is a hula. Another ho'okupu can be a mele that you haku, or a mele that you know that is has something to do with the place that you're at. Or if you're giving ho'okupu to a structure like a heiau, if you're giving ho'okupu to a lele, it can be those things that come from that place, food that comes from that place. Ho'okupu can also be a lei, and it can be a plant. It can be anything that that will, again, going back to the word, it can be anything that creates growth for that place. If the situation is in and within a ceremony, then there is a certain protocol to follow for the ho'okupu, such as announcing who you are, saying why you are there, identifying your ho'okupu, and either asking for something in return, or just showing a word or two of appreciation of the place. Especially hula dancers, hula practitioners, when they go to Kīlauea, they want to leave something. And so when they go, they want visual access of the element in order to leave ho'okupu. And so wherever you have that close vocal and visual access, that's where they want to go. So examples are with kahuna, kapalio kamoholi'i, or the top of kapalio kamoholi'i. Wahine kapu is a good example if you are able to have a space for a private ho'okupu session. Another example is kupina'i. That's a great place to do ho'okupu. And so again, whenever you have that visual and vocal access between you and the space, those are all good places to do ho'okupu. If you just hang on to that definition of ho'okupu, that's what the forest is. Yeah, kupu ulu, and then you have the forest. And so, it's the product of what we do for ho'okupu, or our process of ho'okupu. The forest is a product of that. And so it's the end product of what we should be thinking of when we give ho'okupu.
Aloha, I'm Makani Greg from Kīlauea, Manalo, Oahu. I now live Poho'iki in Puna. I am the Botanical Field and Data Technician for the Native Plant Restoration. I've been here for 7 years. Here at the Native Plant Restoration crew, we collect fruit and seeds and propagate them here in the nursery and outplant them back into the wild to ensure their progeny and little babies live on forever and ever. It is important that we collect fruits and seeds and grow these and outplant them and malama these resources so that as Kanaka, as people that live here in Hawaii, outplant these Hawaiian plants back into the wild, into their landscape, so that they live on in this competing world of non-natives because they are the Oiwi, they're the aboriginals of this place. And if we can't help them, most likely they won't survive in the world. So we're just trying to do our part to make sure the Kanaka Oiwi of this place has a chance to make it for our future generations.
If you don't know what ho'okupu is, like how I just explained it, if you don't have that an accurate definition of hoʻokupu. You shouldn't be giving a hoʻokupu. But we do see a lot of examples of those, such as plate lunches, such as paper legs, money, like, you know, dollar bills. Those are inappropriate hoʻokupu for a place. And so things that don't naturally belong in that space should not be a hoʻokupu. So hoʻokupu is not a thank you. That's not what we're talking about. It's not a thank you. It's not showing gratitude or any of that. It's a recognition between you and the place, or you and the what you are visiting, that you are present there in order to have an exchange, an equal exchange between you and the place. If you don't have anything else to give to a space, you know, give your voice. In all of our mele, there's good examples of that. Usually practitioners know that if they're doing leis, they do it with only natural ingredients. They don't put raffia or anything in the lei, and then they give it to the lua. So they don't usually leave it there where people can pass it by and things like that. If you want to say thank you, go back to the visitor center, tell the rangers and the people who maintain the place thank you, and leave a donation. I think that's the biggest thank you that visitors can leave. But again, because it's an exchange between people who practice and people who maintain the space for generations, they know what an accurate hoʻokupu should be.